Hello and welcome to Startup Street. I'm Shruti Mishra and these are the top headlines from the startup space. Video communication firm Zoom is reducing its workforce by approximately 1,300 people as the demand for its video conferencing services slows with the receding of the COVID-19 pandemic. In a message to employees on the company's official blog, CEO Eric Yuan said that the company will be cutting its team by approximately 15% and say goodbye to around 1,300 hardworking, talented colleagues. SME-focused digital lending platform LendingKart acquires instant loans provider Upwards. The cash and stocks deal was pegged at 100 to 120 crore rupees. The company told CNBC-TV18, with the deal, LendingKart is now looking to build up its personal loan offering via Upwards network and tech stack. AI-based market research platform provider Entropic raises $25 million in its Series B funding, led by Bessemer Venture Partners and SIG Venture Capital. The round also saw participation from Trifecta Capital, Altiria Capital, and early backer Bharat Innovation Fund. For the first time in 7 years, founders have shown a greater preference for profitability over growth, says an Innovent report. 55% prioritize profitability compared to just 17% in 2021. 19% of founders report being EBITDA profitable, while 62% aim to achieve that goal within the next 2 years, an increase from 51% since last year. Government asked digital lenders to submit their views and documents after a ban order on apps allegedly indulging in money laundering and having links with China. The IT ministry has asked lenders to submit information on registration certificates, data storage, shareholding pattern, among others. Let's start with the big story that we are tracking. The Ministry of Electronics and IT held a review meeting with fintechs on the ban list, giving them an opportunity to present their case. CNBC-TV18's Ritu Singh has been tracking the story and joins in with the latest. Ritu, what are you picking up?
Well, we've been given to understand that an inter-ministerial committee comprising of government officials from the Ministry of Electronics and IT as well as the Ministry of Home Affairs today held a review meeting with several fintechs that found themselves on this ban list circulated by MeitY earlier. Now, we've been given to understand that these fintech lenders presented their cases to the government and submitted supporting documents to seek a removal from this ban list. And this information, which was sought by the ministry as well earlier, includes information on their registration certificates, the details of their data storage policy, investors, the shareholding patterns of the companies, grievance redressal mechanisms, as well as the latest security audit reports from these lenders were sought. Now, the reason why they were put on this ban list in the first place, according to MeitY's own explanation, in a note that we have accessed exclusively, says that there was a request from the Ministry of Home Affairs to ban these apps after it was found that these apps and websites were functioning in a non-transparent manner. There were allegations of collecting exorbitant interest rates from customers, from threatening, harassing and using unauthorized personal information of these customers as well, including other allegations like these apps communicating with servers that were located in hostile countries, which is why the Ministry of Electronics and IT issued interim blocking directions under Section 69A of the Income Tax Act. This matter was also referred to by the Reserve Bank of India in today's policy press conference, where they said they submitted a list of regulated entities to the Ministry of Home Affairs, and after reviewing that list, these orders were issued by the government.
एनबीएफसी सेक्टर के द्वारा जो एनबीएफसीज इस लेंडिंग बिजनेस में है, डिजिटल लेंडिंग में है, उनके द्वारा जो जो ऐप वो यूज करते हैं उसका लिस्ट हमने गवर्नमेंट को दे दिया है. उस बेसिस पर गवर्नमेंट ने ये कदम उठाई.
All right, moving on. Fintech company LendingKart has acquired digital lending platform Upwards Fintech for 100 crore rupees. Upwards Fintech is a technology-based lending platform for personal loans for salaried professionals at competitive pricing. To talk to us about this acquisition and the road ahead at LendingKart, joining me now is its founder and CEO, Harshvardhan Lunia. Harshvardhan, welcome back to Startup Street. I understand it's a 100% acquisition for 100 crore rupees. First, tell me what synergies did you see with Upwards Fintech, and then what happens to the team? Will the company function independently? And also, what take me through the nitty-gritties of the deal.
Sure. Thanks, Shruti, for having me here. And it's quite proud whenever our team increases, right? We get an opportunity to make a more mark in the space overall. Shruti, we've been working with micro and small businesses, and all across our journey, we've realized that there is a lot of underserved segment. Few of these people, basically, we've been currently giving like 8-9 years business loans. Few of these people kind of don't have registration proofs. Few of these people are individuals running their businesses. So we were looking at some businesses, Shruti, who could go ahead, or we could start funding them as well. Similarly, Shruti, these small and medium enterprises have a lot of employees as well who don't get access to finance, who don't have banking services available to them and everything. So while we are serving these MSMEs, we've heard these stories from employees of these micro and small businesses and medium enterprises that if you could make financial inclusion possible for them, if you could make credit products available for them. So that was the entire thought, Shruti. I think Abhishek and Nimesh are great founders. We've known them since last 4 or 5 years. We've been acting as a mentor to them in their company. So while they have built the best kind of the good tech stack and product and everything, they were facing growth challenges across their journey. And we've all seen last 4 or 5 years have been quite turbulent for all of us, from DeMon, GST to DHFL and multiple such issues coming up, and then finally COVID as well. I think bringing them in our fold, Shruti, we want to give them all the growth requirements that any company needs and grow them and allow them to build business.
Okay.
Shruti, it's a 100% acquisition. The entire team stays, the unit stays, they work independently, and we just mentor and guide them and help them wherever required.
Okay. Harshvardhan, you have an active loan book of 4,500 crore rupees, and LendingKart is doing 400 crore rupees in disbursals every month. So what is the kind of impact you hope to create now going forward with this acquisition?
So, Shruti, again, we are we are quite patient guys, right? Essentially, like I've always told, lending is not a race to a particular amount of 1,000, 2,000, 5,000 crore, because it's the money that goes out has to come back as well. I think now that we have taken it in our own fold, Shruti, we want to go ahead and discuss with these guys on what we can do, how we can do, understand the customer needs and build it across. Next 12 to 18 months, Shruti, we will heavily spend on understanding the consumer, what kind of products, newer products that we want can be introduced for these guys, understand the needs, and then scale up. So next 6-12 months, Shruti, nothing big bang is going to happen overall. But post that, we want to introduce new age and new kind of products for this segment.
Okay.
So we'll start working on these things and then take it forward.
Okay. Now, shifting focus from your fundraise, Harshvardhan, ever since a report on the government banning about 138 gambling apps and 94 loan apps over concerns of Chinese linkages has come out, the industry is in a panic mode. Now, while the full list of gambling and betting apps are circulating on industry WhatsApp groups, the confusion over the banned digital lending apps remains. So have you received any formal communication from MeitY also? How does this ban impact the ecosystem? Your view on this?
Yeah, Shruti, I think we've not received any such notices. I think what MHA and MeitY have basically done is there are few people who are affected, right? And it's more regarding the data storage. We just heard Ritu as well, right? It's more regarding data storage, linkages to China, either in terms of either investments or data being moved to China, or servers being used in China. I think the thought process over there, Shruti, is basically that these guys are being called, and I think they will have to certificate some form of certificates or confirmations that they are not using it or they are compliant, and that should help the ecosystem. I think more things are evolving. I think communication is going on with the affected enterprises, and that's what will be done in coming days, Shruti. More information is still going to be available. I think like today, Ritu again said that there's one meeting that happened. I think more details and more information will come out as we get more details about that meeting.
Okay. All right. Harshvardhan, like I mentioned before, you have an active loan book of 4,500 crore rupees. If you could talk to me about revenue growth, the current revenue growth, and what is the road to profitability looking like for LendingKart?
Thanks, Shruti. I think we normally in startup terms, we call people who start making $100 million of revenue centaurs. So I think touchwood, we will cross that benchmark for ourselves. We'll be making more than $100 million of revenues in our books. And again, Shruti, I cannot exactly disclose the full profit numbers for the year. But I think we will be one of the rare fintechs in the country that will be making 3-figure profits overall. Our PAT profits actually this year will be more than 100 crores. Overall. So touchwood, I think business has been doing fine for us, and we've always focused on sustainable businesses. And I think post-COVID, overall last 18-24 months have been fantastically well, and we will continue to build that.
Okay. So the numbers look good for the future as well, Harshvardhan. We've completely run out of time. Many thanks for joining us on Startup Street, and wish you the very best with this fundraise.
Thanks a lot, Shruti. Thanks a lot. Thank you for inviting me here.
All right, moving on. Also on what's brewing, EV as a service platform Zip Electric has raised $25 million in its Series B funding, which is a mix of equity and debt. The round was led by Gogoro, a global technology leader in battery swapping ecosystems, enabling sustainable mobility solutions for cities. Now, the $20 million equity round saw participation from new and existing investors, Goodyear Ventures, 9 Unicorns, WFC, Venture Catalysts, Less Venture, IAN, Ivy Growth, Grip, and other angels. The company also closed debt of $5 million from Global Impact Fund IIX and a large national bank in India. The venture claims this is the first time global impact funds and Indian banks are participating in EV debt for any fleet operator or any startup in the country. To elaborate on the road ahead, joining me now is Akash Gupta, co-founder and CEO of Zip Electric. Akash, welcome to Startup Street. And before we talk about the fundraise, tell us about Zip Electric's offerings. How is the EV as a service platform unique, and who's your target audience?
Sure. So thanks for having me, Shruti. Yes, we are super excited today to announce our Series B fundraise that we've just done, $25 million. I think the funding climate is not the best for a lot of startups, but it is one of the large validations that Zip has been doing. We've been existent for the last 5 years. We are electrifying last mile delivery. What we offer is a very interesting democratic solution for businesses to adopt EV as a service for last mile delivery, and for delivery executives to rent out these bikes and earn more. Today, we have about 10,000 EVs that we have deployed in the market. Our plan is to now go to 200,000 EVs over the next 2.5 years. We've been persistent solving the problem of electric vehicle as a service because it includes the entire ecosystem, right from the batteries to the vehicles, to the charging, to the financing, to the maintenance, and bring it all together with the drivers, right? So we've been able to do that well through technology and through determined operations with our 600-member team and helping 10,000 delivery executives earn a little more than what they earn and kind of feel good about this entire initiative. We are happy that Zip Electric's mission of zero emission is now going to grow bigger. And yes, we have huge ambitions to scale into 30 cities with 200,000 EVs.
Yes, Akash, we'll come to that. We'll come to that a little later. But, I want to talk to you about, in November last year, Gogoro and Zip announced a strategic B2B partnership to accelerate the electric transformation of fleets and last mile deliveries in India. Talk to me about the pilot project. How many battery swapping enabled electric scooters have you deployed, and how many battery swapping stations and Zip hubs have you created so far?
Sure. So we've deployed 100 vehicles. It's a very, very small pilot. We've deployed 6 battery swapping stations. These battery swapping stations give out battery within 6 seconds of the swap, all tech enabled. There's no human intervention. These 100 vehicles are applied in Delhi NCR as of now. And we are testing a lot of streams like food, pharma, grocery, e-commerce, taxi, and see that what else we need to make it well-oiled. And once we are able to do the data analysis with these 100 vehicles, our plan is to expand, multifold with the technology learnings that we will get over this pilot.
Okay. Akash, you mentioned, that with the fresh funds raised, you plan to increase your fleet size from the current 10,000 to 2 lakh electric vehicles and expand your footprint to 30 cities in India by 2025. Akash, tell me what makes you bullish? How do you plan on achieving these aggressive targets? And where do you see the next leg of growth coming from?
Shruti, frankly, what I have learned in building a business is focus on your core, right? What we have been able to do over the last few years is getting the process of last mile delivery right, making the drivers very happy, and the customers like Zomato, Big Basket, Zepto, Flipkart are very happy with electric vehicles. The entire industry is suffering from, churn of delivery executives. There's not a stability in supply. We as a player has been able to provide a very robust and stable supply, which is all electric, which is what government also wants, because oil is very high, pollution is very high, climate impact is big.
Sure.
With electric vehicles, we are trying to solve all these problems with our fleet as a service, right? So we are fairly confident because of deploying a large scale, 10,000. While I'll say that we are still scratching the surface, it's just tip of the iceberg. But we can now see the entire, iceberg together, that there are 15 lakh delivery executives. If there are 10,000 who can be happy with it, why not the entire 15 lakh? And that is the vision that I see now, that everyone would want to rent out these bikes, would want to use it for their good, want to earn more, want to get the service on a click of a button and kind of disrupt this nationally.
All right.
So yeah, I think our solving is what gives me this confidence.
All right. One final question before I let you go. You also have plans to improve your driver experience, expand EV hub infrastructure and further build your EV fleet management technology. Again, if you could elaborate on each of these plans quickly and any new offerings in the pipeline that you can talk about.
Sure. So see, yes, I think over these few years, what we have tried to do well is kind of help the driver. And he's the vision of the entire ecosystem. This gig executive who has been battered by the entire universe. Someone tells him to deliver food, someone tells him to deliver people. He is not still earning a lot more. My entire technology platform is wanting to make him earn more. This delivery executive, if he can earn 20,000, if he can earn a respectable income, 30,000 per month, he would be the super happy. And I think I have a lot of people on the Zip network, delivery executives, who are actually earning 25, 30,000. And that's the vision that I see, that why not everyone can earn through EV, because they're saving more. There's no fuel cost. Fuel cost is about 2.5 rupees per kilometer versus EV, which can charge them just 25 rupees per kilometer. The flexibility of the platform is whenever they want to work, they can. Whenever they don't want to work, they can just leave the bike. So yeah, we're kind of democratizing it. We're making it easy. We're making it with process, with technology. And I think the biggest focus for us will be to improve this technology platform, to learn and kind of improve their learnings through data science, through IoT, through AI, through ML. And that's the team of 600, which is trying to drive this entire...
On that note, Akash, we wish you the very best with all of these plans, but we'll have to wrap up our conversation. Many thanks for joining us on Startup Street today.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me here.
With that, it's time for us to take a short break. But coming up next, automated ethical hacking platform Fire Compass recently raised $7 million. A special conversation with the company co-founder on its expansion plans and more. Stay tuned. Welcome back to Startup Street. Automated ethical hacking platform Fire Compass recently raised $7 million in funding led by Silicon Valley-based Servin and Athira Venture Partners, along with existing investor Bharat Innovation Fund. The investment will be used to expand Fire Compass's operations across India, US, and other international markets, and also to bring on new talent. To elaborate more on the road ahead at Fire Compass, joining me now is its co-founder, Bikash Barai. Bikash, welcome to Startup Street. Now, Fire Compass works on automating red teaming, which is a continuous process of rigorously challenging the system using ethical hackers. You basically help enterprises from data breaches by continuously scanning the deep, dark and surface webs using AI tools. So first, tell me how you're doing all of this. How does this work?
Yeah, that's a great question, Shruti. Thank you. So if you look at the traditional way in which people do this ethical hacking, today it is like you find out your most important system and test them once or twice a year. So that's how it is. Whereas if you look at the hackers, they are hacking on a continuous basis, and they hack the entire, like if you think of your entire IT infrastructure as a building, they are trying to hack into through your doors, windows, everything. Whereas the enterprises are typically focusing on their main doors. So that's the thing. So there are a couple of major changes which we as an industry need to do. That is, one is we should have the ability to continuously find out our cyber attack surface, continuously find out all the things which are online, which are causing exposure. And secondly, do the continuous hacking. So that's very, very important. So moving, as an analogy, it is more like moving away from like the still camera, which used to shoot like one picture at a time, to something like a video camera, which is giving you a continuous stream of like pictures. So that's the movement which is happening in the industry.
So Bikash, tell me, what is your USP then? How do you differentiate from competitors? If you could share some use cases quickly, and how you basically helping enterprises identify and mitigate risk faster, how you helping them continuously discover and test all their asset at all times, just like the real attackers.
Yeah, so the key uniqueness is that the traditional kind of way of doing things is find out your most important asset and test it once or twice a year. Whereas what we are doing is we are absolutely going with zero knowledge and finding out that here you got a database port which was not known to the organization. Here's something which marketing organization created without the knowledge of the security team. And in fact, many of the major breaches of these e-commerce companies, financial services companies are those breaches are happening because there was some system which was not known to the IT security team. So they were not even testing it. So we are going and discovering those assets. That's one uniqueness. The second uniqueness is having the ability to test it on a continuous basis, on a daily basis, which otherwise in the like older style way is doing once or twice a year. So that's the thing. Completeness of discovery of attack surface, knowing your shadow IT, and secondly, testing continuously.
Okay. Bikash, let's talk about your recent fundraise of $7 million. You plan to utilize those funds to expand globally and onboard new talent. If you could quickly elaborate on these plans and the new geographies that you're eyeing, and if you could also share some timelines.
Yeah, so one of the things is like we are growing as a team, around 100% growth of the team. So most part of it, or at least half of it, is going to get into the research and development. This is a very intensive kind of technology, so that's one part. The second part is going to go into the go-to-market strategy, sales and marketing. So that's broadly like the the plan of action.
Sure, because one final question, if you could talk to me about your current business growth numbers, your reach and partnerships so far, and also what is the road to profitability looking like?
Yeah, that's a great question. So we are growing more than 100% year on year. So that's a good part. Now, when it comes to profitability, currently our goal is like growth over profitability. If we wanted to be profitable, we could immediately become profitable. But then we want to invest in these new markets, hire more people so that we can scale sales and operations. So initially, right now, in next 1 or 2 years, profitability is not the goal.
Okay.
Because we have ample investment to grow faster. So yes, I know that's one of the key things industry is talking about.
Yeah.
We are at the early stage right now. So growth is a focus.
All right.
Now.
So the next 2 years for you, it's growth, and profitability will come later. But yes, because wish you the very best with all your expansion plans. And once again, many thanks for joining us on Startup Street today.
Thank you so much.
With that, it's a wrap on this edition of Startup Street. More news and updates coming up on the other side. Stay tuned.